Okay, I found something that I thought maybe people might be interested in. Profusa nabs $13.2 million for internally integrated medical biosensors, adds Google exec to their board. The notion of human tissue integrated biosensors to monitor chronic disease and health indicators may seem a bit outlandish, but startup Profusa has gotten some serious buy-in from investors and advisors to back precisely that vision, to provide real-time, minimally invasive monitoring of body chemistry. It raised $13.2 million Series B financing that was led by Beijing venture capital firm 3E Bioventures. In addition, it's adding Google Vice President of Global Partnerships Joanne Brady to its board of directors. Interestingly, she is with the original search engine business, not the newly named med tech business Verily under the parent company Alphabet. Brady initiates and manages Google's content and distribution partnerships globally. Among Verily's many med tech projects is one to develop nanotech diagnostic sensors that will be deployed throughout the body. That vision is not too dissimilar from the Profusa mandate. Also joining the Profusa board as part of the financing is 3E managing partner Karen Liu. She heads the firm's investment in the U.S. and China. This round, coupled with prominent board appointments from the biotechnology and IT sectors, provide Profusa with the additional funding and market experience to help ensure our success, says Profusa's chairman and CEO Ben Huang in a statement. So far, disclosed details on Profusa's technology are minimal. It is developing next-generation biologically integrated sensors intended to enable continuous monitoring of body chemistry. In order to avoid the rejection of foreign material by the body, the bioengineered sensor is expected to integrate with bodily tissues. The resulting clinical-grade data is expected to be used for personal and medical use. Founded in 2009, the South San Francisco, California-based Profusa has raised a total of more than $30 million, including grants. Profusa's first product is slated to be the Lumi oxygen sensing system, which measures tissue oxygen perfusion in the clinical management of chronic wounds and is slated to be available in early 2016. Here's the announcement. Now, from Defense One, look at the date, March 3rd, 2020. See when coronavirus first hit the U.S. The Profusa Lumi sensor system consists of a special hydrogel and an emitting device. Together, the two can detect and transmit data on subtle changes in the body, including potentially infection from diseases and virus like the coronavirus. Under science and tech or biowarfare and technology, a military-funded biosensor could be the future of pandemic detection. If it wins FDA approval next year, which next year would be the beginning of 2021, the two-part sensor could help spot new infections weeks before the symptoms begin to show. Why are pandemics so hard to stop? Often it's because the disease moves faster than people can be tested for it. The Defense Department is helping to fund a new study to determine whether an under-the-skin biosensor can help trackers keep up by detecting flu-like infections even before their symptoms begin to show. Its maker, Profusa, says the sensor is on track to try for FDA approval by early next year. The sensor has two parts. One is a 3 mm string of hydrogel, a material whose network of polymer chains is used in some contact lenses and other implants. Inserted under the skin with a syringe, the string includes a specially engineered molecule that will send a fluorescent signal outside of the body when the body begins to fight an infection. The other part is an electronic component attached to the skin. It sends light through the skin, detects the fluorescent signal, and generates another signal that the wearer can send to a doctor, website, etc. It's like a blood lab on the skin that can pick up the body's response to illness before the presence of other symptoms like coughing. The announcement comes as the United States grapples with COVID-19 for a few days, a respiratory illness that can present in flu-like symptoms such as coughing, shortness of breath. The military is taking the leading role in vaccine research. Say that again. The military is taking a leading role in vaccine research, says Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman General Mark Milley told reporters at the Pentagon on Monday. Our military research labs are working feverishly around the horn here to try to come up with a vaccine. So we'll see how that develops over the next couple of months. Milley said U.S. troops themselves are at risk. A U.S. soldier in South Korea became the first U.S. service member to contract the virus, the Wall Street Journal said in February. It says here, the federal government needs a military-style campaign against the coronavirus. So Profuse's newest funded study, which the company announced on Tuesday, will test how well the sensor can detect influenza outbreaks up to 3 weeks before it's possible to detect them using current methods. Because the gel doesn't actually emit any signal, it won't give away a soldier's position, so the sensor can be used in sensitive settings like behind enemy lines, Profusa CEO Ben Huang said. Huang said his company has received grants from the Defense Department's Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, since 2011. They gave us the grant money to help our research, and as we prove out a certain milestone, as we de-risk the technology, they give us a second phase and a third phase, it says phrase, and a third phase, and provide support, he said. Their support has transitioned from grants into these types of programs that create real-world evidence. Huang said DARPA is helping the company reach out to other outfits within the Defense Department that might use the device on troops or service members. That can include partnerships with the U.S. Special Operations Command, for instance, or Indo-Pacific Command. He declines to comment on conversations with specific military customers. So, one thing, just out of curiosity, that's dated March 3rd, 2020, under Biowarfare and Technology. And seems that Google happens to be on their board, and Beijing happens to have a piece of that company. So I'm just putting it out there. I figured maybe people might be curious. If you look under Operation Warp Speed, it says that one gentleman under the one pillar cut his teeth on a implanted sensor to tell from DARPA to tell before the warfighter was sick. He was on warp speed.